Hello everyone, my name is Amede and today I'm going to introduce you my favorite 5 Taiwanese dishes. A little warning here, if you're hungry now, you're gonna be starving at the end of the video. So get ready. Taiwan is food heaven, and it's a fact. You can ask anyone who has ever been to Taiwan. The food is everywhere. You can go to the restaurants, you can go to the small shops, night markets. If you're hungry at midnight, you're gonna find some snacks too. People talk about food all the time, and I don't blame them, because there's lots of things to talk about. First of all, people are very passionate about food here. Second of all, the chefs or people who prepare food are very creative in the ways of cooking or preparing the dishes. And third, restaurant owners who really care about fresh ingredients, they're gonna go extra mile just to get the best food you can eat at their restaurant. What is so special about Taiwan food? I've been here 7 years, and even after 7 years, I'm able to find some new flavors, new dishes I never tried before, and they are mouth-watering. Beef noodles are possibly the most popular dish here in Taiwan, and it might be even considered as a national dish. It goes that far as every year in Taipei, there is a contest where chefs from all over the country come over and compete for the title of the best beef noodles in Taiwan. Actually, I learned the words for beef noodles, 牛肉面, as one of the first Chinese characters I learned here, because they're very popular. You can find them on every menu or advertisement. The dish is made of braised beef, soup, vegetables and noodles. Taiwan beef noodles come in different variations, and my favorite one is called tomato beef noodles, which comes with tomato soup, tomato chunks, and the rest like in a normal version. They're super delicious. Actually, there is a very interesting story behind beef noodles. They came to Taiwan with Sichuanese veterans who moved from mainland to Kaohsiung. As you know, Sichuanese food is super famous for being spicy, so they have to adjust to the local flavor and make it more mild. At the same time, there was another problem, which was the beef taboo. At that time, eating beef in Taiwan would be considered very inappropriate because cattle was considered a friendly animals that help you grow food. Once the dish picked up and became more and more popular, the taboo disappeared and more of the locals started eating beef. Thanks to it, you can have Western foods such as beef burgers or steak now in Taiwan, and it's all thanks to the beef noodles. Number 2 is fried rice. It's very simple but delicious dish, and it is also kind of way in my country we imagine Chinese food. So it is rice mixed with vegetables, with eggs and meat, and it's all done using a huge wok on a big fire. Fried rice come with different varieties, with different flavors. You can find vegetarian version, you can find with meats such as pork or beef or lamb, and you can also find seafood versions like shrimp or salmon. The recipe suggests you use the rice from yesterday. It means once you cook the rice, you wait overnight, and the next day you can use the rice for fried rice. It's also a very popular dish at home, so when Taiwanese cook it at home, they're gonna use leftover from different dishes, mix it together and serve it as a one dish. It is kind of similar to original idea of pizza, if you know that. In Italy, before pizza became very popular worldwide, people actually used leftovers from other dishes, put them on a bread and bake them as a pizza. If you're visiting Taiwan and learning Chinese at the same time, please be careful using word 炒饭, especially if you use this word as a verb and you invite others for 炒饭. This is the oyster omelette, which is probably one of the most popular dishes sold at the Taiwanese night markets. Me, myself, I didn't grow up eating too much seafood, but since I moved to Taiwan, I changed my diet a lot, and I love seafood, and especially oyster are one of the must-tries. It's made of little oysters that are mixed with starch into an egg butter, and all together give it a special thicker consistency. The oyster omelette comes with the sauce, which is sour or sweet or spicy. Can come in different variation in different shops, and some of the shops sell, for example, shrimp omelette. Taiwanese fried chicken is probably the best fried chicken that you will ever put in your mouth. It is a very popular midnight snack here, and you can find shops selling fried chicken all over the country. Shops might be different when it comes to flavor, but in most cases they're all boneless, they are crispy and juicy inside. And very interesting thing is the Kaohsiung fried chicken that has very special story I'm gonna tell you now. Once upon a time, there was an American, Colonel Sanders, visiting Taiwan. On his journey, he was discovering the local flavors and he found his favorite food, which was the fried chicken. The one he loved the most was the one from Kaohsiung. There are lots of sources telling which stall exactly was that, but most likely the one behind me. Anyways, Colonel, on the way back, he couldn't sleep. He was dreaming about the fried chicken from Kaohsiung. So he promised, once I'm back in America, I'm gonna open a restaurant. He tried many nights and many days to redo the recipe. Unfortunately, it wasn't as good as the one he tried in Kaohsiung. He was an honest person. He said, well, I cannot call it Kaohsiung fried chicken. Well, maybe I'm just gonna call it Kentucky fried chicken, also known as KFC. True story. Number 5, Stinky Tofu. Frankly speaking, that's not my favorite dish, but I like to eat it from time to time. If you live in Taiwan, the locals gonna come over to you and they will challenge you. They will say, oh, you foreigners, you cannot eat stinky tofu, can you? And then the only possible and correct answer is, 我是台湾人，我当然会吃臭tofu. And then you eat it in front of their face. So, what is stinky tofu? It's basically fermented tofu that can be cooked in multiple ways. For example, fried or boiled. And the most smelly one is the deep fried. How does it smell? Well, you can think about, you have your wet socks that are dirty and you keep them for a few weeks and then you discover them. So the smell is pretty similar. But on the other hand, the taste is very special. I recommend you to look for stinky tofu shops with your friends. They are sold as a snack or they are sold in small shops, and your local Taiwanese friends probably gonna know the good ones. Can I eat stinky tofu? Of course. How about you?